Tomorrow, millions of football fans across the country will watch two games to decide which teams will meet in Super Bowl 59. Some will be in attendance live in the stands, and the rest of us will be watching on a device or television, at home, or perhaps in a sports bar or restaurant. But what if an option exists that combines the in-stadium experience with some of the comforts of home? We found it, and it may soon be coming to a city near you.
This offense. How about the center defense? You get down right behind Simon.
It might seem like we're just behind the sidelines of the Cotton Bowl, but take a closer look. We're actually 30 miles away from AT&T Stadium in a Dallas suburb. This is Cosm.
Don't bring it, and yours is
Part sports bar, part theater, all action. On any given night, hundreds of sports fans are immersed in live gameplay through an 87-foot LED screen that wraps around 3 levels of seating. The game action is something that can't be seen anywhere else, including television broadcasts, captured by Cosm's own cameras placed around stadiums and arenas. First-timer Chris Denton came to Cosm in Los Angeles to catch the NBA Cup title game between the Bucks and Thunder. His friend, Simon Morales, had been here before.
Why did you tell them you must come and we need to do this way?
Just a cool experience. There's nothing else like it for live sport.
Did you have a sense of what it was going to be at all?
I saw some videos online, but I did not realize that I would feel like I'm at the game and closer than I would have ever gotten to sit.
Yeah.
So this is pretty sweet.
Gets it to Jalen Williams, throws it up at the buzzer.
What do you want the fan experience at Cosm to be?
We want them to come in and be absolutely blown away. And when you watch fans come in, their face just lights up.
Jeb Terry is Cosm's CEO. Earlier in the day, he showed us their vision.
This is that high energy area where fans are gathered in here just experiencing the moment. That's really the core of what we're offering, is that fan connection. Kind of like the bunker suites at stadiums, that are on the pitch.
Yeah. Cosm is where the Coliseum meets the cosmos, a concept that's on full display from expansive hospitality areas to the main attraction. Literally jaw-dropping.
Okay, this is for
All the amazing stories.
As we saw basketball,
Yes, baby! Yes!
That's exactly like you see everyone courtside and all that.
football and soccer, hockey. How many cameras does it take at each?
So anywhere from 4 to 6. It depends on what we do, and we can do this at scale, and that's
You can't get this seat.
correct. You always have the best seat, and that's the beauty, just because we're switching, and you always have that seat. And this one's the best.
Even mixed martial arts presented in what Terry calls shared reality.
I was just going to say, this is like your cage side.
It's like your cage side.
Cosm launched its Los Angeles location last July, opening in Dallas a month later. But it was a culmination of years of work, which included buying companies that build planetariums and immersive cameras, like the ones inside end zone pylons or under basketball hoops. And while the setup can showcase arts like Cirque du Soleil and perhaps one day even concerts, as a former NFL player, Terry says he knew early on the combination of technologies would give sports fans an in-person experience they've never had access to before.
The first time I even saw early prototyping, called a light bulb or a sucker punch, was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna work. It is going in and experiencing that was such an immediate visceral reaction, because I'd played on the field, I'd been in those areas, and when I started looking at this concept and how could we make it work, that's the moment I got it, and it felt very similar. And I get goosebumps talking about it now.
The next step, convincing broadcasters and leagues to get on board.
How difficult was it to convince leagues to let you do that?
I mean, this is leveraging every bit of experience I've ever had,
Yeah.
whether as an athlete or an executive. It was really understanding what the industry was like, finding the white space, and that's really critical. Making sure we're not cannibalizing anybody. I'm not taking from anyone else's efforts right now.
The goal is to keep fans coming back, not just by providing a unique visual experience, but also by tempting another sense.
If you're going to spend time with us, we really
Right.
want to make sure you get value for all that time. And that's part of why the food is so important. It's all part of that experience. No matter how good the technology is, if the food's not good,
Right.
you're going to remember the food's not good.
Whether it's smoking game day brisket on their roof deck or preparing a menu tailored to a specific game, executive chef Adam Palfy is tasked with taking Cosm's food offerings beyond what you might get at a sporting event or sports bar.
We really want to elevate the food and the experience, and we try to make everything in-house. So the blue corn tortillas we make from scratch. We bring in fresh salmon, we cut it ourselves. You eat with your eyes first, so it already tastes good because it looks beautiful.
What are the nachos?
So this is a Korean style nacho. So
Okay.
we wanted to have something different and really play to the flavors of Los Angeles.
In Dallas, is that the same idea? Bring a little Dallas into that
Correct.
as well?
So all of our locations, we really want to have a local flair and really speak to the community in which every Cosm location is going to have.
Have a good time, man. Have a good time.
With locations already planned for Detroit and Atlanta and a goal of being in every major city, Cosm hopes to offer fans across the country the chance to immerse themselves, just like Chris Denton and his friends.
So, first experience, what did you think?
It was incredible. There were times when we were very confused about like whether someone was actually here or not. And, like, how are they like 10 feet tall?
How is Doc Rivers that big all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's a little bit shocking. But it feels like we're at the game, but also more comfortable. And like we were talking about, like if we were wanting to sit courtside, it would be like impossible. But like this feels like the next best thing.
And that's kind of it. Look, it's not, nothing's ever going to be the same, but there you have all these different views that they are giving you from your seat, the pricing ranges depending on where you're sitting. And I will say this, I know we were trying to show you the experience.
You said this.
The video still doesn't translate. I was not faking it when my jaw was dropping. I waited to see it until that moment. It's unbelievable. I go to a lot of sporting events. I've been everywhere, watching games, all different kinds, and this just finds a way to really transport you there. It's incredible.
So many questions, like how do they choose what games to play at what time?
That's some of it. Which games, what soccer, I'm told, is a really incredible experience. They can only show certain ones right now, but they are coming to Detroit and Atlanta next, and we will see where it goes.
So fun. Thank you, DJ.
Yeah. And if you can't make it to Cosm, you can join us for the AFC Championship game. Kansas City Chiefs host the Buffalo Bills tomorrow, right here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus, kickoff 6:30 Eastern Time.